Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. This class session has several themes. One of them is the connective tissue and the muscles that make up the arm lines that come out from the chest and the back and out through the arms. So we'll be bringing strength to the muscles of the arms and some stretching and flexibility to the connective tissue. The other theme is the world and the earth as being one with us, or we might say we are becoming one with the earth as we give up our images of separateness from the earth. So let's begin with some breathing that brings us into contact with the earth. Taking a seat at a place where you can be comfortable. Feeling the connection with the earth through knees, feet. Letting the weight of the body sink down into the earth. And bringing the attention to the breathing. Relaxing down through muscles as the bones lift up. Having faith in the body, faith in gravity, faith in the earth. And bringing an equal inhale and exhale to your breathing. Perhaps to 4 or count of 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Changing the rhythm to your own body. This is a de-stressing breath, a calming breath. 2 more rounds. Then turning the palms up on your lap. Visualize the breath coming in through the center of the palms, inhaling up into the heart and exhaling from the heart back out into the world. Keeping that equal breathing. The world is not a problem to be solved. It is a living being to which we belong. Breathe in everything that has brought forth the carbon in our bodies. Breathe in the trees that are shining outside our windows. The bees that are flying around collecting pollen. Breathe in the grace of the world. One more inhale and exhale. Then bring the arms wide, palms forward. A breath in through the palms once again into the heart, feeling that long arm line. And breathing out. Then turning the palms down and swiveling at the waist. Only waist and lower rib cage turn. Gaze and head and shoulders and arms can remain quite still. It's coming around about 70% of what range of motion you have here. The world is part of our own self, and we are part of its suffering wholeness. One more time to each side. And coming back through center, let the arms come down to the sides. I'm going to do a sun breath, lifting arms up with palms down to the shoulders, then turning the palms up as you come up the rest of the way. Bringing palms facing or together, pausing a moment. And exhaling down, palms up to the shoulders. And turning down. One more long inhale and exhale. Now bring the arms back up with palms up. And visualize this front line coming from the pectoral muscles in the chest, out through the biceps, out through the muscles at the base of the thumb. So you might reach out through the thumb and feel that long expanse, warming and hydrating the connective tissue. Then we'll pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a hug. Rest those muscles a bit. Always modifying for what you need and can do with your range of motion. Then bringing arms out with palms down, visualizing this line coming from the top mid-spine out through the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, out through the shoulders, the triceps at the back of the upper arm, and out through the little finger, the muscles at the bottom of the little finger. Those connective tissues encase all of those muscles and joints. And then we'll pulse down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hug yourself the other direction. Take a nice long breath here. And if you have anything high underneath you, remove it. And we'll come on to a blanket or a pillow. One hand comes down beside, and the other one reaches, wait, we're gonna do a little differently this time. Palm down, bring it up through the shoulder, then flip the palm and bring it up the rest of the way and over. Soft through the elbow and wrist, stretching through the side rib cage. Palm up to shoulder and then down. And the other side, keeping palm down to the shoulder, then turning. Shoulder goes in external rotation, and coming up, reaching up and arching over. One more time on each side. To remind myself. Until we go to the root of our image of separateness, there can be no healing. We are in truth not separate, even though we feel it sometimes. And yoga gives us a chance to just root down. Maybe bring your fingertips to the mat on either side. Feel your sits bones underneath you. Feeling the energy of the earth beneath you, fueling your energy. Now bring one arm out to the side, and we're going to start with small circles and get bigger, going in one direction. Then come back to center and the other direction, starting small and getting bigger. 4, 5, and 6. Then come to the other side. I have my palm down. Small circles, 6, 5, 4, getting bigger, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center and round the other way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring one leg out, extended diagonally towards the corner. If you need to have both legs extended, that's fine, or bring one up with the sole of the foot into the side of the thigh. Soften the knee, bringing hands around the lower thigh or the knee area, letting the gaze be soft. Inhale through the pelvic floor as you draw in and bring the breath up behind the navel. Pause for a moment and exhale out. Inhale, drawing in pelvic floor, up behind the navel. Exhale. And one last time. Change sides. Other leg comes out diagonally. Soften that knee. Bringing the hands down just to where is right for you so you can keep some extension in the spine. Inhale, drawing in pelvic floor, bring it up behind the navel. And exhale out. Inhale, hold, and exhale. And one last time. And let it go. We're going to come into eagle arms. So bringing arms together, intertwining. If you can't intertwine and just keep the elbows towards each other, that's fine too. Or intertwine, and backs of palms might be together, or fingers on the palm in the front, elbows coming a little bit forward, and feeling the stretching that's occurring between the upper spine and the shoulder blades, this rhomboid muscle that is part of the arm line. Relaxing through the torso, breathing deeply. Release and unwind, and we'll come around the other way for just a slightly different stretch of the rhomboids. Bathed in the energy of the earth as it comes up through us, and giving our energy back to the earth. Unwind and bring the arms into cactus. Elbows reaching out from shoulders, fingers reaching up towards the ceiling, feeling the extension of the connective tissue and muscles through the pectoral area, chest. Just enjoying that openness, breathing into the front of the lungs with great gusto. And then bringing that down. Bring the soles of the feet together. They may stay out a ways from the groin, or they might come in a ways according to your hips and their range of motion. Let's butterfly just gently up and down with the knees, flying gently through the wet air of the day. And then coming to stillness, we want to use the strength of our arms here. So hands, find a place around ankles, or maybe around shins, or around the feet themselves, where your spine can be fairly uplifted. And at the same time, you can hang on and feel the stretch from the fingers up through the shoulders, pressing down through feet or legs and pulling up through the arms. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let it go. We're going to come to a lying position now. Coming down onto the mat. Take a moment to feel the roots of your whole body, from the back of the skull, the back of the shoulders, rooting down into the earth, back of arms and hands, the hips, the calves, and the heels, all rooting down into the wisdom of the earth. Then raising the arms up above the head, take one wrist in the opposite hand, push down with the heel on that side, and just take a nice long stretch. As you breathe, feeling the space in the torso increasing. And then the other side. Release. Bring the hands so that fingers are straight up towards the ceiling and toes are straight up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to point the toes and the fingers will come along, pointing to the wall, the other side, and then bring toes and hands up. Fingers might come back a little bit towards the front of the mat. Just going back and forth, bringing flexibility and warmth to the joints of the ankles and the wrists. One more time. Then separating legs a little bit more and hands will circle round with wrists and ankles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back around the opposite direction. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then finally, we'll turn the soles of the feet and the palms from side to side. So fingers and toes are pointing up and soles and palms are turning side to side. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms up, coming diagonally out from the shoulders and legs diagonally out from the hips. Be a big star lying on the earth. Then bend the knees, bring them in. Knees are bent above the hips. Hands come behind the skull. Fingers might be on the outsides of the backs of the skull. One knee comes in and goes towards the opposite elbow, and the other one extends out. So alternate leg coming back and forth as the opposite elbow comes towards that knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the head come back onto the mat. Bring your fingers to the neck and give some massage in the back of the neck, under the back of the skull, and down along the back of the neck. Then bring the arms so that they are coming out horizontally from the shoulders. Knees are bent above the hips, drawing in through pelvic floor, strong through the abdominal muscles. As you let the knees go over to one side and hover, bring them back up and over to the other side, all within your range of motion. Taking into consideration all the experience in your hips and knees. Then press down through the arms, through the shoulders, along the upper arm, down through the palms, allowing the arms to give some leverage to the knees as they go back and forth. Try flipping the palms upwards, and it's an interesting sensation. We can't push down with quite the same force, and so more energy has to come through the abdominal area. Then coming back through center, bring the feet down, arms remain out to the sides, palms down now. And lift the hips, bring them over to the left slightly. Knees come back up and fall over to the right into a twist. Find a comfortable place for your legs and feet, relaxing down through hips and waist. Then lifting the left arm up a bit and circling round, taking care of the shoulder here. Hand might stay farther up in the air if you have a sensitive shoulder to being too far back with the arm. And then once around the opposite direction with the left arm. And bring it out. Lift the knees back up, feet come down to the earth, hips go over to the right a bit, knees up, and then over to the left. Finding a comfortable place for this twist. Then lifting that back arm, the right arm up, and finding the right level to bring it around into lazy circles. And once round the other way. And bring it back down. Lift the knees back up. Knees come up towards the armpits and feet rise up into happy baby. Hands can be along the ankles or up along the bottom of the feet. Stretch up with one foot and then the other, aware of the opening in the back of the legs. Knees always soft, but also feeling the stretch through the arms as the feet pull them up. One more time on each side. Release the feet, roll over, and we're going to come up into a sitting position for an up boat. Bring the hands behind the thighs, just above the knees, and we come up onto tiptoes and back onto the soft tissue just behind the sits bones, extending out through the spine. One foot might raise and then the other. As one foot raises, the opposite arm might come out to the side. Alternate foot and arm. Continue with this, or bring both feet up. You might stay here for a few counts. You might bring the hands out with palms up on either side of the legs. You might even try opening the arms a little farther, but that requires a lot of abdominal strength. So test it gingerly and bring it all back. And we'll come up to a standing position. We'll begin with clasped hand breathing. So bringing the fingers interlaced behind the buttocks with the palms up, pulling down a bit as you inhale. Exhale, palms come forward, fingers interlaced, exhale. Inhale up, palms up to the sky. And exhale, come round. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. One last time. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Bring the feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Softness through the hips and the knees. Hands come up facing each other right in front of the shoulders. Then opening the arms. Palms are forward, then flip them so palms are facing back. Flip back so they're facing forward. Palms facing up as you bring the sides of the hands together. Gaze rises and comes down. Then turn the palms, pushing back through viscous air, back behind the body a bit and to the sides. Once again, hands come up, palms facing, arms come wide, palms face back, then forward, palms face up, sides of hands coming together. Gaze rises and comes down. Palms face down, and push back and back to sides. One last time. Palms facing forward, wide, forward, back, forward, palms up, hands together, gaze, and push back through the thick air. Bring the feet just a little wider apart. Again, bounce the body a little bit, bringing some buoyancy back to the body, some softness. Then bringing the arms wide with soft elbows, soft shoulders, and wrists. Inhale, opening through the chest, and exhale as the backs of the hands come together and the chin comes to the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale. Chin to chest. Inhale, open. And exhale, close into yourself. One last time, opening to the world and bringing that world inside you. And let hands come down. Feet remain a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to do the bow and arrow. So imagine that you have the string of a bow that you are pulling across your chest. The other hand pushes the wood of the bow out. Just feeling the sensations that come through extended fingers, palm, and through the arm, back through the lung meridian. Come back through the center, and one more time, pulling the bow and pushing out. Hold for a moment. Back through center, and this last time, bring one index finger up and the thumb up and curl in the other fingers, if that works for you. Either way is fine. These are all alternative ways of doing it. And coming back in. And we'll do it on the other side. Pulling the string of the bow, pushing the bow out. Just feeling the sensations of that meridian activated. Coming back to center, pulling the string, pushing out on the bow. Feeling from lungs out through the end of that meridian in the fingers. And the last time, trying that index finger up and the other three fingers curled in. Let's see how that feels. And coming back through center. Bring the feet under the hips. And we're going to be coming up on tiptoes here. So let's just do that a few times. Feeling the energy coming up through the earth, the middle of the foot up through pelvic floor and up through the crown as you come up onto your tiptoes and down, raising the heels up just as far as works for you. Using that energy that comes up through the middle of the foot, just behind the balls of the feet, up through the pelvic floor and the crown and back down. Bring the hands to the abdomen. And as you come up on tiptoe, interlace the fingers, point the palms outwards and up. So the palms come up overhead, interlaced. And then as the heels come down, let go. Palms are facing out to the sides and elbows are somewhat bent as you slowly come down and bring the hands back to the abdomen. Once again, interlacing the palms, lifting the heels, using that energy coming up through the body, palms up towards the sky, and then out towards the sides, soften the arms, heels come down. One last time, lifting up with heels, lifting palms to the sky, and then letting heels come down, tracing down from sky to earth. And take a moment to just take a breath here at the end. Let's come into mountain pose. Feet stay right under the hips. Take care to feel all the parts of the feet against the mat, the toes, the balls of the feet, the sides of the soles of the feet, back through the heels. Energy coming up through the legs, through pelvic floor, up through the heart area. Arms just sinking down, heavy along the sides. Slight tuck in the chin, long in the back of the neck, reaching up through the crown of the head. Aligning the posture. Take a breath up through this long alignment and let it go. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. As you come down, bring the hands to opposite elbows. And as you hinge at the hips, let the hips come high, dangling down through the spine. Inhale as arms separated, sweep up. Once again, bringing hands to the opposite elbows and coming into a forward fold. Some tuck in the tummy. And dangling down, knees are soft, hips are soft. And soft through the spine as vertebrae separate one from another. Lower, middle, upper back, and neck. Soft in the knees as you inhale up, spread the arms and come up. Let the hands stay overhead. Bend the knees and the hips as the tailbone comes down towards the earth, and bring the arms straight out in front so palms are facing each other. Inhale up with arms as you straighten legs, and exhale down, letting tailbone come down, perhaps a little farther, finding your place in chair pose, and coming up once again and sitting down. For 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, bring the hands back to the sacrum, fingers down, elbows coming towards each other, long through the tailbone, long through the back of the neck as you open through the front of the body and gaze rises up towards the ceiling. Come back up, cross arms, bend legs, and fountain around. One last time here, opening through the front of the body and crossing arms and fountaining. We'll do a side bend here. Bring the weight into the foot that's right under one hip. Either side is fine. Let the other leg be empty. It's not holding much weight. The arm on the foundation leg side reaches up and then soft through wrist and elbow arches over. Nice long stretch on the side of the body. Come back out, bring the weight into the other leg. And the first leg is quite soft now. Reach up and arch over. Long exhale as you let the lateral connective tissue soften. And one more time on each side. Weight in the opposite leg, reaching up through the arm and over. Bring it back, weight goes in the other leg. Opposite leg is soft and easy. Reach up and over. And come up and round. We're going to row. Bring the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Reach out for your oars in front of your shoulders. Then imagining you're having to pull those oars back through the water, pull back with fists coming back towards the shoulders. Straighten the legs, and as you pull, a little bend in the knees, pulling back with all your might. Preparing for the summer or any kind of good exercise. It might be kayaking or rowing or something else. You need to be ready to enjoy it. And bring it down. We'll come into a lunge on this side. So my right foot is forward and my left foot is back. You can have the heel up in the back or down. If it's down, you get a little more stretch in the calf. Either way is fine. And finding the stance, it might be a little closer together or farther apart according to your hips. Bringing the thighs towards the hips, strong through the hips horizontally. Bring one hand up, pushing up with the palm up to the sky, and the other hand pushing down towards the earth. Just breathing here like a pillar of breath between sky and earth. Hands come to center. Other hand pushes up. Feeling as if you're pushing up the sky and touching down to earth. Back through center. One more time on each side. Then bring hands back through center. Maintain your lunge position. We're going to push the palms together, and then we're going to hook the fingers and pull apart. So hands to namaste at the chest, pushing through the arm muscles, palms pushing into each other for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then hooking fingers together and pulling out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come into warrior 2. So finding your distance, the heel is in front of the arch of the back foot, and that front foot can be a little diagonal if your hip needs that. Finding what works for your body, making the yoga yours. Open through the chest, reaching out. First, let's bring the palms upward, allowing the shoulder blades to relax down in the back. And also feeling with the palms up, the muscles at the bottom of the thumb. And visualizing once again that line of connective tissue from the chest muscles out through the biceps and out through the thumb muscles. A very gentle 3 times, reaching up with palms towards the sky. Then let's bring the hands to center. Get that string of the bow with one hand once again and push out like a warrior, pushing the bow outwards, finding the place of peace for a warrior. And one more time, pulling the string of the bow, pushing out. Hands come back to middle, and arms come out with palms down this time, visualizing the connective tissue from the top of the back coming out to the shoulder blades, along the top of the shoulders, out the triceps, and out the little fingers. And then just gently 3 times, flowing down and up. Bringing the hands to the waist, bring the feet together. We're going to come into a downward dog. You can always modify the downward dog if this is difficult for you by coming back into a child's pose with arms stretched out in front and hips high. If you're coming into a classical downward dog, bring the hands just in front of the shoulders, hips rise, weight comes back onto the feet, knees are bent at first. Let yourself be very long through the spine and the sides of the body. Arms are quite extended here as well, with good support from the full hands and fingers. Then coming forward into plank, knee up or knee down plank, arms strong, good base in the hands, and energy from the wrists up through the shoulders. And knees come down, elbows come close. And we'll come into cobra, hands remain under the shoulders, and bring the gaze just about 2 feet out in front of you. Tuck the toes, weight into the hands, And then shifting back over the feet, perhaps pedal the legs a little bit to open up the backs of the legs. Feeling once again that stretch through the arms, stretching and strengthening. This is not an easy pose. And the strength and strengthening and stretching back through the spine. And forward once again through plank for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down, hands come under the shoulders, readying for cat-cow. Make sure that you have that strong hand support and shoulders are well supported by the arms without locking the elbows. Inhale as stomach sinks and heart slides forward. Exhale as the tailbone comes down, back arches. Inhale, tailbone rises. Exhale, tailbone down, chin comes towards the chest. And one last time. And coming forward into a prone position on the mat, we'll come into Sphinx pose. Forearms are under the shoulders, fingers are spread. Roof of mouth rises a bit as the elbows push down into the earth and up into shoulders, shoulders to go down a bit, anchored through the hips, relaxed down through the legs. Take 2 long breaths here, feeling your connection to the earth, your belonging. Then let the chest come down, arms come down along the sides with palms towards the body. Raise the head, shoulders, and arms slightly. And exhale down. Inhale, rise. Exhale down. One last time. Engaging the back muscles. Now the legs are going to join in so the head won't raise quite as high. About the same as the toes, reaching back through fingers and toes, forward through crown. And come back down. Bring it up one more time. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it down. Now turn the palms so that they are coming down and a little bit out with thumbs coming up. Head and shoulders rise, engage through the glutes and all along the muscles of the back as arms come out in an inverted V and thumbs are up, palms out to the sides. And bring it down. One last time, reaching back through fingers, up through thumb. Engaging the whole kinetic chain in the back of the body for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Let the hands come under the cheek and relax down for a few breaths. Then bringing the hands under the shoulders, tucking the toes up into just a very brief, either child's pose or downward dog. And then bringing hands and feet together and rising up. Once again, coming into mountain pose. Grounding down, feeling that alignment of the feet, the pelvis, the shoulders, the crown, the muscles relaxing down, having faith in the bones to align us upwards. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward, hands to opposite elbows, knees soft, dangling down. Inhale as arms come up and around. And one more time, hands to opposite elbows, coming down. This time, let the hands come to the shins. Inhale as you extend out through the spine. And exhale down. Inhale up, arms come up overhead. Palms meet and come into steeple fingers with index fingers up overhead. Ground down through the feet, lift up, inhale up through the fingers and exhale over into a quarter moon. Inhale up, stretching up between hip and ribs as you come over. So you don't come over too far in this kind of side bend. You get a nice stretch also through the lower back between the pelvis and the ribs. And up, and one more time, over. And come back up. Bring the hands back behind. Fingers coming down the sacrum, knees are soft, long in the tailbone, long in the back of the neck, opening as you open up the sternum and the gaze towards the sky. And then bending the knees and fountaining up with the arms. One more time, opening up from pelvis through sternum. Fountaining up. Arms come out in front with palms facing each other. Knees bend, hips are soft at the same angle, bringing the tailbone straight down towards the earth. Inhale up, exhale down. And up and down. Holding it for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rising up. Bring the feet wide, and the feet are a little bit out towards the corners of the room. We're going to do a moving squat here. So the knees are soft to begin, and then they will bend. Arms come up on either side of you, palms out, and then turn over. And as knees bend a bit, the palms push back through the thick air back across the thighs. Legs straighten, arms rise, and exhale back through that thick air, coming down into whatever level of squat serves you. Once again, up and back. Long exhale. Come back up, and we'll come into a lunge pose with the left foot forward this time. All toes forward, finding your stance. Bring one hand up towards the sky and one down towards the earth. Feeling the distance between the palms, stimulation of the connective tissue. Arms come through center. Other palm goes up, opposite going down towards the earth. Maybe some aligning through the hips, hug in through the hips, hands changing once again. Breathing a pillar of air between earth and sky. Hands through middle. And up. Coming back through middle, bring the hands together in Namaste at the chest and press in. Pressing shoulders, elbows, palms together. For 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Hook fingers into each other so you can pull through the hands, out through elbows with help from the shoulders, and stability through the torso and the hips. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, and we'll come into Warrior 2. So finding your Warrior 2 position that is right for you, feeling the feet grounding down, the energy coming up through the legs, up through the torso, reaching out through the shoulders, out through the fingers. Flip the palms, so palms are going upwards, feeling that long connective tissue coming out through the thumbs. Bringing one hand in, the back hand in to pull the string of the bow, and the other hand pushing the bow out. And one more time, hands to middle, wielding this bow of peaceful energy. Then coming back through center, let's bring one hand down the back thigh and the other one reaches up. Then bringing the bent front arm down to the thigh, back arm comes up, may stay straight, it might come over. And one more time, reaching back with the back hand, going down the thigh, reaching up to the sky, gazing up to the clouds, the stars, the sun, and coming into side angle. Arm comes up and around. Bring the hands to the waist. Switch the feet so you come into Warrior 2 once again on the other side. Bring the hand down, the thigh in the back. Raise that arm up, up to the sky. Feel the weight in both feet, grounding into the earth. Then bending that front arm and coming down over the front thigh. Arm might stay straight up or it might come over. Feeling the stretch from the back of the sole of the foot. Weight in both feet. Lightness in both palms. And one more time. Coming into the gazing warrior, the thoughtful warrior. Warrior that is dealing with all that is within us in relation to the world. And coming forward into side angle. Coming up and around. Turning the feet and toe heeling the feet back together. Just a few breaths, bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly. Letting all of that motion integrate into the body. Flowing from places where there is more energy to places where there is less. One last round of breath here. And let's come down into a lying position. Coming towards Shavasana. Wiggling around with shoulders and head and hips, finding a comfortable place. Letting down your roots once again from all the parts of your body into the earth. And letting yourself feel the support of the earth. Your integral oneness with it. Relax down through the eyes, heavy in the sockets. nose, cheeks, lips, tongue, the root of the tongue and the front of the throat. Soft. Lungs gently rising and falling. Down through rib cage and pelvis, glutes, soft through the backs of the thighs, backs of knees and calves, ankles, and the soles of the feet. Breathing from the soles of the feet up through the heart, and breathing back out into the world. Then bringing that breathing to the center of the palms, and breathing from the palms into the heart. And out into the world. Muscles at the base of the thumb, soft. The base of the little finger, soft. Up through wrists and elbows, shoulders, and the back of the neck. Heavy through the back of the skull and open through the crown. Take time for 3 more long, deep breaths here. You're welcome to stay here. If you're coming back into your day or night, bring some movement to fingers and toes. Perhaps roll wrists and ankles. Bringing your softness back into the demands of the day. Give the knees a hug. And perhaps there's an intention you would like to bring back from your yoga practice. Sealing that with a breath. And then rolling over, we'll come up to a brief sitting position. May we be healthy. May we be as spacious as we can be in our hearts and minds. May we accept the grace that the world offers. And may we be strong as we let wisdom take root within us. Namaste. So good to practice with you.
Thank you,
Nancy. Always nice to be with you.